Hey you guys, what's up? It's Steez, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know what you're thinking, he's wearing a hat for the second day in a row, like he's going through some kind of a crisis, like this is existential. No, that's not the case. My hair is just not, it's at this awkward stage, and I'm just not having it. Like, it needs to grow another good, like, 2 or 3, like, 1.5 to 2 inches before, like, I'm comfortable enough to, like, wear it out, like, full bangs and full drag, the whole thing. But, so in today's video, I know you're also thinking about the look, like, oh my god, that's so subtle for you, Steez. Well, it is. It's because, in today's video, I went ahead and just did, like, a full face and stuff, like, off camera, just because I was like, I feel like sometimes whenever I do makeup tutorials, like, while I'm doing it, it's like, I get to chit-chatting with you guys because I have so much fun, and I get so much instant feedback and stuff, that, like, it takes a long time. So I figured it would just be a lot easier if I showed you guys, like, my full face of nudes. That includes, highlighter, you know, concealing everything. But also, and while I'm, you know, in between showing you guys products and stuff, I'm going to, you know, spill a little bit of, tea about, Manny MUA, and his, Lunar Beauty, makeup launch. He, announced, like, another, like, planetary, you know, theme, because his brand is, you know, lunar, like, you know, moon stuff, you know, space stuff. He's got, like, what is it, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, yeah. Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, I believe. Yeah, those are the 4 shades. And, okay, for foundation, you guys already know, I just used, well, actually, this isn't what I always do, but, I used a little bit, and I'll just gesture with the brush that they give you inside of the e.l.f., Neutralizing Concealing Palette. But, this shade right here, all the way to the right, it's super, super fair, and if you kind of compare it to my skin, you can see that's what I'm wearing, as foundation on my face. For concealer, I went in with the shade next to it, made sure to stay within that nude realm, and just grab some of the beigey. I know that I dip between the green and the beigey for color correcting and stuff so often, that you probably don't believe me, but I snatched a little piece of just the beige right there. So I stayed true to the challenge, but, that's what I used. Oh yeah, those are what I used for concealer, under eyes, problem areas on my nose, and my T-zone. And I'm broken out and stuff, and you really can't even see it. But, okay, I was like, I'm not gonna do blush, that's cool, so, I'll just use this, little e.l.f. thing to gesture with. Go ahead and get, most of my makeup look out of the way. Okay, for my lips, I combined, these 2 shades right here. I've never really been that into nudes, and I've never done a full face of nudes. I don't even know if I've honestly ever even done a nude lip, but, maybe I have. I'm gonna have to, like, go, like, do a quick, like, review of my channel and be like, have you ever done nudes before? I don't know. But, these are my lips, these 2 right here. As you can see, I love it. It's subtle, it's natural, but it's still gorgeous and still chic and beautiful. And then, okay, this is, before I forget, I'm not gonna forget, actually. I used this shade right here, and this shade right here, right underneath that, that's a little bit metallic. These 2. These 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Those, yes. I use those for my eyes. To give them that sort of, like, bronze, coppery kind of effect that I never do, that stays within that, nude realm. And then, for, highlighter, I used this shade right here. Best way I can describe it, and I've used this shade a bunch, just never as highlighter. And my nails are ridiculous. I know they're already chipped off and stuff, whatever. Drag me in the comments if you want. That's fine. I've been getting a lot of lovely comments, so I'll just, you know, I'll just hide you from my channel or something like that. Who cares? Whatever. But I would describe this as, like, almost like a sandy, peachy sandy kind of tone. And if you look at my cupid's bow and my nose and just my top of my cheekbone right here on both sides, that's the only place I did highlighter, because a lot of people like to drag me and say that, like, I'm just a highlighting queen and, like, I don't do anything else. Well, I did a full face of nudes for anyone that feels that way and wanted to say that. But okay, let me jump back in. And that's the full face, you guys. I mean, it took me all of I would say, like, 15, 20 minutes max, you know. So, okay, I just want to first start off by saying, I really like Manny MUA, and I really like Jeffree Star. And I just want to talk about the possible, quote-unquote possible, like, synchronization of, you know, their launch dates, and whether or not it's manipulation. I want to also, like, kind of be like, I told you so, because, like, I made a video 6 hours before, Gabriel Zamora and Jeffree Star announced their collab on his concealer and color correction line. So I'm just saying, like, on my first drama video, like, I was right about something. Like, I knew that Gabriel and Jeffree were friends. I said it in the video. You can even go check if you want to. But this is not an And I Told You So channel, so we will now move on. But, okay, you can talk about, Manny MUA's, highlighter line being overpriced. You could say that. I disagree. I think $26 is pretty reasonable, if the pan is similar to, the Fenty Beauty highlighters. You know what I mean? And it's funny, since I got this out. You know, if the pan is that deep, you know what I mean? Like, if there's some depth to it, and it'll last a good solid month, it's worth the $26. This was $36. You know, that's tax included. It really holds up. I've never tried any of your products, Manny, but I do have to tell you that I'm really, really, really interested in Mercury. No, wait. Is it Venus? Which one is the white one? Whichever the white highlighter is, I'm actually really interested in that one. I just want to say, though, did anybody else notice anything funny about the shape of Manny's packaging? And I'll put a link to Manny's most recent video of his launch and of Lunar Beauty, and Jeffree's video of his most recent launch of his concealer and color correction products in the description box down below, so you can check those out if you want to, if you haven't seen them yet, and you guys can be the judge yourself or whatever. But look at this beautiful Fenty Beauty hexagonal shape. And I mean, it's like, you can't say that just because you add 2 more sides to it, like, you know, a shape or whatever, or to a product, that it's copying. But isn't imitation the sincerest form of flattery? Yes, it is, but whenever you're in, like, a really lucrative business, like the makeup industry, and all of a sudden your Lunar Beauty highlighters have octagonal shapes, and you guys can go check. They're like, I counted, like, I paused the frame and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, she's lucky, because, like, she didn't do the full hexagonal thing. But I'm just curious, Manny, did you get a little bit of inspiration from Fenty Beauty? Not only the shape, you know, you having an octagon, her having a hexagon as her packaging, as her PR, but also the style. I don't know. I think possibly. I really do. Do I think that you saying that it was inspired, that the entire highlighter line, or like the moon power, whatever it is, powder, yeah, that's what it is. I think because it's Sailor Moon inspired, and by you saying it's Sailor Moon inspired, is that like your way of like not having to pay the creator of Sailor Moon? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to be shady. I really don't know. Okay, well, I guess another point that I want to make or whatever, is, and this might just be, I might be the only person that, has noticed this, but, okay, okay, in Manny's video, like, where he's announcing his new highlighter release and everything, like I was just talking about and everything, and I totally forgot, that's why I, like, cut and made this part, but, you know, he makes the disclaimer ahead of time, like, to assure us that it's all good, and he's like, he's got it, you know what I mean? Like, he clocks us, and he's like, you know, being as I'm the CEO, and, you know, I'm the CEO of Lunar Beauty, you know, etc., he elaborates on it, whatever. Like I said, it'll be in the description box, you guys can watch it if you haven't already seen it. But that's BS, because in the next sentence, or the next, you know, phrase of his, or whatever he says next, he's like, well, I mean, you know, I did want to come out with, like, you know, a more vast of a shade range. This is just, this is me paraphrasing, but it's very similar to this. It's not verbatim. He's like, you know, I wanted to come out with a more vast shade range, but, you know, I can only do 4 highlighters at a time. So, you know, which is sympathy chasing, which is something I covered in my last drama video that I don't appreciate. You know, it's like they want your empathy, they want you to feel sorry for them. So which is it, Manny? Like, are you the CEO? Because if you're the CEO, you can come out with as many shades at one time as you want. You're the boss. Like, Jeffree has how many concealer shades, including C-5? You know, we'll forget about C-5. How many concealer shades? Like 15, 16? What was it? It's a lot. It's a lot. Plus, you know, I'm sorry, if it was your company, and if it was Jeffree Star Cosmetics, he would have an entire range of highlighters. You know what I mean? Like he already does. And it wouldn't be limited to just 4. That might be the shadiest opinion that I have about the entire thing, but, I would be totally inauthentic and be lying to myself and to you guys, and I would never do that if I wasn't truthful and I didn't get my point across. So, there it is. Like it or not. Okay, and I guess we'll kind of like do a little transition to Jeffree Star and his recent launch of his like full range of concealers, and they're for every single skin type. We all know the notorious C-5. You know, there's like a few hundred or maybe 1,000. I don't remember exactly what Jeffree said or what the statement he made was. But while we're on the shade C-5, I just found it funny, and like I said, I'm going to link the video of Gabriel and Gabriel Zamora and Jeffree Star's recent collaboration for Jeffree's launch of his concealers down below. You guys can check it out if you want to. I just found it odd, like how the way that Gabriel Zamora joked about, oh, C-5, oh, C-5, is that C-5? Like, and Jeffree's like, yeah, this is her, you know. Like, I mean, I just feel like it's so contrived. I'm sorry, I've said it before. Like, I don't want to be a dead horse. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's so contrived. Like, Gabriel's not as good of an actor as Jeffree is. Jeffree is a good actor. Like, he can hold his shit. Like, he can keep a straight face and stuff. Gabriel can't. Like, it was written all over Gabriel's face that, like, that warehouse wasn't broken into. I'm sorry. It sends a chill down my spine. It makes me feel funny. I don't trust it. It's super odd. I don't know. And do I think that Jeffree's concealers are a little bit expensive? No, no, I don't. Absolutely not. It's like, for me, the more like I've begun to dabble in makeup, it's like if the formula holds up, the longer the product will last. You could buy a concealer for $20, and you know, or let's say $10, and it might last you half the time if the formula's not as good. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, once again, this is all speculation. You know, it's my opinion, my conspiracy, it's how I feel. It's what brings the truest to moi. But, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm really curious about this one. Do you guys think the packaging is a little bit questionable and similar to something that you've seen before, Fenty Beauty? I don't know. Hashtag Steesburger exposes. Just kidding. I'm not trying to expose anybody. I just found that the packaging was a little bit questionable, odd. The synchronized release dates, odd, coincidental, maybe. I guess in closing, I want to say, thank you to everybody that subscribed to me, that's being so supportive, even the people that aren't subscribed to me, which, surprisingly, most of my views are from non-subscribers, so thank you so much for not hitting that subscribe button, because regardless, you're getting my clout up, girl. But, I hope you guys like this, like, androgynous full face of nude look. While I spilled a little bit of tea, I was just miming a glass because I don't have a glass of tea. I could have prepared for that, but, you know, I didn't, so what are you gonna do? I really hope that you guys, don't think I drug anyone too hard. I always give, the influencers that I discuss in these sorts of videos credit, and I'm going to do that, you know, obviously. Also, thank you, Rich Lux, for making a video, where you touched on a few good points regarding, pretty much the same topic. Like, I elaborated a little bit more on some things, and Rich elaborated a little bit more, and had a few other opinions, and definitely not trying to compete with anyone. I just want my voice to be heard too. But, until next time, you guys, whom and what does Steesburger love more than anything in the whole wide world? Well, for one, he loves his Stees heads, and for two, he loves his cheeseburgers. Bye, guys.